Hello friends, my name is Ramasu. Today we shall talk about a topic system trace audit number or STAN. And today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in banking industry or transactions and you want to learn about it. So let's start, friend. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well, so that my videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. Friends, system trace audit number or STAN is basically a unique 6-digit numeric code which is basically assigned to a credit card transaction, so that we can identify, we can trace this transaction wherever it is going. We know that credit card transaction move towards different integration points, and to identify a transaction, it is basically a very important that we must have a unique identifier. So that unique identifier of a credit card transaction is basically called as STAN or system trace audit number. This data element is generally generated by the cardholder bank. For example, if you have a card in a ABC bank, so ABC bank is basically has the authority to generate that STAN number for that particular credit card transaction, and it will be used for generally for non-Visa and Mastercard credit card purchases and transactions. Here remember that STAN or system trace audit number is basically a unique identifier, but it is not equivalent or equal to the account number of a customer. The credit holder bank generally STAN number after a credit card transaction is successfully completed. This number is used for identification and tracking the status of a transaction through the payment flow. Okay, and then it is most commonly used to internally at the cardholder's bank. Cardholder bank means the issuer bank. Okay. You wouldn't necessarily need to know about the STAN for each purchases made through your business, because this trace ID is usually only relevant in troubleshooting situations, like for example in case of refund, missing payment or transaction support. For example, any case in which a dispute occurred in the credit card transaction, so the most important number in that case is the STAN number or system trace audit number. Okay, so that to identify or trace or track the transaction. The STANs are typically only relevant when a customer requests a refund generally, and in case of any error in the transfer of funds from the bank. In this situation, STAN gives the merchant or customer the ability to track the transaction and refund status. Generally, STAN used in electronic fund transfer, credit card transaction, debit card transaction, partial settlements, and transfer of funds as well. So STAN is especially valuable if your business handles many transactions each day, like thousands or hundreds of transactions. While fraud is not guaranteed eventually, it's prudent to be mindful of the possibility of fraud and monitor payment flow to detect card schemes early. So basically, friend, a system trace audit number or STAN is basically a unique identifier of 6 digit, which is basically assigned by the cardholder, and it is used to trace the transaction. Normally, whenever we are using the refund transaction or any missing transaction, or in case of any dispute in the transaction, we use this STAN to identify and trace the transaction. Here remember that in a day there are hundreds and thousands of transactions performed in a bank. So if you call a call center and if you talk about a transaction with a day or a time of a transaction, so it is very difficult to identify transactions, because banks have generally, financial institutions have generally thousands of transactions, so it is very difficult for them to identify transaction. However, if you know the STAN number of a transaction, and if you just tell the STAN number, or like for example 1 2 3 4 5 6 is the STAN number of any ABC transaction, so it will be very easier for the financial institution to identify the transaction, and in case of any dispute, any problem, missing transaction, they can very easily trace the transaction or track the transaction, that where it goes and what happened to that particular transaction. So STAN is basically a unique identifier of 6 digit for a transaction, so that you can easily identify that transaction. So friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with the friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video.